Sir, just tell us where you're from and how you fit into this picture, because we're trying to get every angle. What's your concern about this situation?
So I'm Garth Kent, and I'm leading the crisis committee that we've formed with all the businesses in the area.
Yeah.
As you look around, you'll see there's a hotel there, there are restaurants, and as the lady so eloquently said beforehand, the Greenmarket Square market's been here for years. So a lot of tourists come here, and they rely on tourists, as do the hotels and the businesses.
Yeah.
So what we've done is try to find some kind of solution. We have exhausted every kind of possibility we can to find the solution, but have found nothing as yet. So that's why we've set up the committee to try and find a way to discuss with the asylum seekers and with the businesses and try and protect whatever is ours.
Yeah. How bad is business for you right now?
Business has really dropped terribly. For instance, behind you will be Burger King. And they closed down recently because of the situation here. In fact, the owner of Burger King said in December that if things don't change, they have to do 24-hour shifts just to break even. They've closed. You can go over there and see 15 people were employed, lost their jobs. So that's a problem. The hotels right up here, you'll find hotels around the Greenmarket Square. They've had en masse groups just wanting to leave. At the ICC, we have conferences taking place, like for instance the mining and so forth. People had booked in, cancelled bookings.
Yeah.
Boy Scouts convention, cancelled bookings. Some of the hoteliers have actually been threatened because they've asked people to move away from their front door, because
Yeah.
people have to climb over bodies and feces and urine.
Yeah.
It's a problem. So when you ask me how business has gone, it's dreadful. I've actually spoken to some property owners in the apartments and so forth here that have just put their properties on the market. They want to leave, and many people have left already.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you can smell right now, but it's a strong smell of urine and feces. Now, we know that we got a situation coming out of China with the coronavirus. I'd hate to say that the same kind of thing could happen here, but typhoid and these kind of diseases could seriously happen when you had 600 people living in a church. No toilets. The problem that we have also is that the fire department has been here, served notice on the church to say it's an impossibility because it's not a place for living, it's a place for worship.
Yeah.
There's a report been given, and they've been trying to get them to do and to comply with that. Health and Safety's been here and said that it's appalling. Well, your nose tells you that it's appalling.
So,
right
look, authorities will come and say what they need to say, because they
Yes.
have to fill in those forms and get it done, but these people are refusing to move. The city has gone to court and will get a decision on Monday, and we could possibly see these people moved if the court rules in favor of the city.
Yes.
But in the process, as the crisis committee dealing with the situation, how have your talks been with the asylum seekers and refugee leaders?
Quite frankly, we have heard, I can name about 12 different stories, which is a bit of a problem. One of the gentlemen I spoke to, who said he was kind of in the steering committee for them, said all they want to do is go to Namibia. So I said, if we arranged buses, would you get on? Yes, they'd get on. However, as the minister said earlier, and as I've read in the news and spoken to the UNC, that they don't have the authority simply to send them to Namibia. Namibia has got to invite them or agree. So it's almost an insoluble situation, in as much as, what do? We would like to see these people living in better conditions, just like we want our conditions to be better. Right now, everybody's suffering because of the conditions that are here. This right behind us is a place called Food Lovers Market.
Yeah.
People go there for breakfast, for lunch. In the morning, the gentleman's got to come here at 6 o'clock in the morning and wash away so these customers can come in.
Yeah.
Now, who's got appetite for breakfast after that?
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
nobody here that's not suffering. Business has dropped incredibly. Behind you, if we had the camera, we could take you there. Those restaurants have had to put up hired gates around their premises just to allow their customers to sit down and have a beer. But the numbers have dropped off dramatically, and that's the terrifying
And that will
thing.
obviously have an impact on businesses in the area.
Exactly.
All right, hopefully you'll find a solution to the situation after next week. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. One of the business representatives, of course, speaking to us about the situation here.